We see hundreds of moments every day. But with the right rhythm, even ordinary footage can feel like a highlight. First, let's start with the multi-frame effect. I already have a roughly edited clip on the timeline with multiple scenes combined together. Now, let's add a simple but creative touch to it. Go to the Effects panel, then click on Multiframe. This is a new feature added to Filmora, and there are quite a few presets available here. As you can see, some of these look really good. If we try to create something like this manually, it would take quite a lot of time. I also really like this one, but for this example, I'll choose grid clockwise. I'll move my main clip forward because I want to create the highlight effect right at the beginning. Click on it and you'll get a few options here. I'll select video 1 because that's where my main clip is placed. Right now, we have a black background, but you can enable this option and use your main video as the background as well. It automatically arranges the different scenes from our video into a grid. You can also adjust the speed here to control how quickly or slowly the grid animation plays. Basically, we get 9 screens, and by adjusting these sliders, we can control which particular scene appears in each screen. As you can see, it automatically duplicates the 9 screens accordingly, and we get this really cool result. Now, I'll add a suitable sound effect to make it feel more impactful. And this is the final result. Second is the zoom flash transition. For this one, I have a few different clips on the timeline, and I've kept their duration quite short, except for the last one. I'll place the pointer at the beginning of the first clip. As you can see, there isn't really anything here that we can use to create a mask, so I'll move to the second clip instead. I'll zoom into the timeline so I can make these adjustments more precisely. Simply hold the Alt key and duplicate this clip onto the upper layer. Move back 2 frames and place the duplicated clip here. Double-click on the clip, then go to AI matting. Since our subject is clearly visible here, we can select Portrait Cutout. And literally with one click, the background disappears. Now, go to the Effects panel and search for Border. I'll drag the first preset onto the duplicated layer and increase its size all the way to 30%. As you can see, the entire layer has turned white, and that's actually exactly what we want. It's a very simple technique, but it works really well for creating this kind of effect. I'll move 2 frames forward and trim the clip right there. Perfect. To make it a little more creative, we can also add a white shadow to it. Next, go to Transitions and drag the fast zoom transition onto the first cut of the bottom layer. And there we go. I'll duplicate the next clip onto the upper layer, move 2 frames backward from the center point, and apply AI Portrait Cutout to it. That looks good. Now, go back to Effects, drag the border effect onto it, and set the size to 30% again. This gives us that same white flash effect. I'll trim the extra part and then apply the same transition. If you want an even faster effect, you can keep the duration at just 2 frames. Now, we can simply repeat the same process for the next clips. Now, as you can see, even after increasing the border size all the way, we still have some unwanted areas. To fix that, go to the color section and increase exposure to 100, brightness to 100, and whites to 100. This gives us a much cleaner cutout. The remaining steps are exactly the same. Trim the extra part and apply the same transition. Let me show you one more example. Here, I don't have a character in the clip, so instead, I'll use Smart Cutout. I'll simply select the canvas area. You can also adjust these settings if needed and then hit Apply. After that, trim the extra part and repeat the same steps we used earlier. And that's it. It's a really simple effect, but it can be very attention-grabbing in your videos. We can repeat the exact same process for the remaining clips. Third is the match cut transition. For this one, I've added several clips to the timeline, and there's one thing they all have in common. Each shot has a circle shape. First, go to the settings and enable the ruler. I've already enabled it here. Now, right-click and select Add Guide. Keep it on horizontal, set the value to 540 and hit OK. Now we have a perfect horizontal reference line. Again, Add Guide. This time, select vertical and enter 960. Now we have a perfect center reference point. All we need to do is align the circular shapes in our clips with this center point. Slightly increase its scale and adjust the position until the circle lines up with the center. We'll repeat the same process for all the clips. Of course, in your case, the shape might be completely different, but the concept remains exactly the same. This looks fine, but I feel like the transition is a little too slow and doesn't have enough impact. So, I'll reduce the duration of the clips to around 2 frames. I'll shorten all of them and keep only the last clip longer. Now that looks much better. To make it even more interesting, go to the audio section and search for capture. I'll choose one of these sound effects, drag it onto the timeline and trim the extra part. Now, simply hold the Alt key and duplicate it multiple times for all the scenes. And that's our final result. Fourth is the beat ramping effect. For this one, I already have a video clip on the timeline with background music added. I want to give it a quick and impactful effect. You've probably seen this kind of effect in viral edits before. Simply click on speed, then go to beat ramping. We get quite a few presets to choose from. For this example, I'll select vertical blur. It will take a few seconds to process, and once it's done, we can preview the result. Here, we get some basic settings. First, we have the clip name. We can also change the beat pattern. For example, beat 1 has a lower frequency, while beat 2 has a higher frequency. I'll make the ramp speed faster and keep the slowdown option as it is. That looks pretty cool. But I don't want the effect to feel too strong, so I'll reduce the intensity to around 30%. And that's it. You can try the other presets one by one as well. The process is basically the same for all of them. Thanks for watching. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.